Moin, willkommen bei dem neuen Teil Baldur's Gate. In dem letzten Teil haben wir das Schiff übernommen und mal schauen, wo die Reise jetzt hingeht.
As you wake, the tadpole squirms in your skull. Other than the infection, you're more or less intact. A miracle, given everything you've been through, but it'll all be for nothing if you don't find help soon. The tadpole is a death sentence, and the clock is ticking. You need a cure.
Hier sieht's auf jeden Fall schöner aus als auf dem Schiff.
You're alive. I'm alive. How is this possible? I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing. First things first. We need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company. One thing, just before we go. I wanted to thank you again for freeing me. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you didn't. I'll remember that. Lead the way.
Wo ist denn die zweite? Ich habe schon wieder ihren Namen vergessen. Ich werde sie einfach Lord Voldemort nennen.
Something the matter? There's no story. None that you're entitled to hear, anyway. Just forget you ever saw it.
Jetzt so habe ich herausgefunden, dass man die Sachen zum Blut markieren kann. Schon ziemlich nützlich.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
So, mal schauen, was ich so herstellen kann. Steht überall 0. Stand auch gerade was vom Rezept. Ah, da steht was. Bis jetzt habe ich nur diese Ruine gesehen und das abgestürzte Schiff. Weiter war ich noch nicht.
Won't get that open easily. Maybe there's another entrance.
Dann müssen wir uns einen anderen Weg suchen.
More of those wretched things.
Als ich zum ersten Mal das Spiel angespielt habe, war nach dem Kampf bei mir alles vorbei. Also ich bin draufgegangen.
Better stay back. One strike.
Got to concentrate. Can't give up. Not now.
ja, erstmal eine Runde campen gehen und ausruhen. Weil einen neuen Kampf brauche ich glaube ich auch nicht mehr anzufangen. Ja, die hat was zu erzählen, wie es aussieht.
You strike me as the reliable sort. But are you sure this is a good idea?
There are lit fuses in our heads. Sooner or later, they're going to blow. Each hour that passes, the thing inside us grows. We need to find a healer. Let's wake up at first light. That sort of danger I'm fine with. I can fight it. Rest well. We'll need our strength. Something the matter? Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think? Easier's often less interesting. Besides, we've plenty of reason to rely on each other already. You can't confide in just anyone about a monster in your head. Sweet of you, but don't worry. I'm sure you'll get to know me just fine by traveling together. No need for interrogations just yet. Thank you. I'm sure we'll get along perfectly well.
Calm night is a mercy, yet your eyes refuse to stay closed. Every time they flicker shut, the tadpole seems to twitch behind them. Dragons, geese, and the hells themselves have come after you. Yet it is this creature that lingers in your skull. Baldur's Gate feels almost like a dream, after everything that has happened to you. Yet it is a dream of hope. You may be countless miles away, but it isn't an impossible journey. You will see those gates again. That promise sinks deep into your heart as your eyes drift shut.
Something the matter? We haven't gone all that far yet. What are you referring to exactly? Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. We've no solid leads right now, though. We'd best get hunting.
If you discover anything that might help us, I'm all ears. I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course. Home. Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible. Let's just say it's a very personal, very private acquaintance. I must admit, you've been a surprise, and not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me. Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises?
Ausgeruht mit voller Kraft kann es weitergehen.
be dangerous, even if injured. Best be careful.
You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now, if only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. The poor creature is on the brink of death, but there's still time. You'd give your life to save it, to nurse it back to health. But then the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere. Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body you can provide. The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Monster. Death is too good for it.
Machen wir erstmal Stufenaufstieg. Mal schauen, was es Neues gibt. Auf jeden Fall Nekromantie nehmen. Und vielleicht gibt es auch ein paar nekromantische Zauber dazu. Und ich würde gerne wissen, wann ich irgendwas beschwören kann. Ja, die Aufstufung der anderen Charaktere werde ich auf jeden Fall rausschneiden, sonst dauert das viel zu lange.
Dead goblins over there. Worth checking for supplies, maybe.
What's going on with that room? Looks unstable somehow.
approach the sigil on the stone. Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
A hand? Anyone?
Ja, und das war der letzte Charakter, den ich bis jetzt getroffen habe. Mehr von dem Spiel habe ich nicht gesehen.
Just your average traveler stuck between realms. Pull me out, and we'll get properly introduced. Whatever you're doing is working wonders. Now a quick little pull should do the trick. Hello. I'm Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. I'm usually better at this. At magic. Say, but I know you, don't I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the North Lloyd as well. I don't know what transpired exactly, but the ship broke into pieces and I suddenly found myself in freefall. As I was plummeting to certain death, I spied a glimmer quite near where I estimated my body to impact with less than savory propulsion. Recognizing this glimmer to be magical in nature, I reached out to it with a weaving of words and found myself on the other side, as it were. How about you? How did you survive the fall? Fair enough. But even so, I have the unfortunate suspicion your survival is still very much in jeopardy. Back on the ship, you too were on the receiving end of a rather unwelcome insertion in the ocular region, were you not? The insertee we speak of, this parasite? Are you aware that after a period of excruciating gestation, it will turn us into mind flayers? It's a process known as ceremorphosis, and let me assure you, it is to be avoided. You don't happen to be a cleric by any chance, do you? A doctor? Surgeon? Uncannily adroit with a knitting needle?
You seem to know enough about our condition to realize it's beyond most clerics' skills.
Most, no doubt, but I find myself hoping to be in the presence of the few. You don't happen to be one of them. We've established few enough can. It's not exactly a common affliction. We're most certainly going to need a healer, and soon too. How about we lend each other a helping hand once more and look for a healer together? Most excellent. A parasite shared is a parasite halved, or something to that effect. Oh, but before you think you're about to embark on a journey with most ill-mannered a man, thank you for pulling me out of that stone. It was an act of foresighted kindness, I assure you. For I have the feeling ample opportunities will present themselves for me to return the favor.
Ja, ich würde mal sagen, ich stufe den hoch und wir machen hier einen Cut und sehen uns morgen wieder. Bis dann. Ciao.
Ah, excellent choice.